On April 11th, 1990, 23-year-old Greg Schulte of Miami, Florida, was traveling a route he took almost every day when he saw a man come running out of a bank.
When he threw something away, I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew what he did throw away was the thing that was smoking. He pulled out of the parking lot, screeching his wheels, and I noticed 3 people come out of the bank looking frantic. So I got in traffic behind him and began to follow him and called 911.
His call came into Complaint Officer Dolores Lockhart at 2:49 p.m.
Yeah, I think a bank just got robbed on 8th Street and 122nd Avenue.
This is northwest or southwest?
Southwest. I just saw a guy come flying out of the bank, and there was just like all this red dye in the air, and then people came running out of the bank as well.
I was almost 100% sure he'd robbed a bank, and I figured if I didn't do anything and just went about my business, I would feel guilty later seeing it on the news.
The car's right next to me. His license plate is
He wasn't driving fast, wasn't changing lanes rapidly, he was just going with the flow.
What color is this car?
It's white.
It's a white car?
Yeah, it's a Camaro.
Okay, what direction did he go in?
He's heading on the turnpike now.
Turnpike, you know what direction?
Northbound.
Northbound on the turnpike?
Yeah.
Okay, if this is a robbery, can our units contact you?
Yeah, well, the guy is still right near my car, so, I mean, you might want to verify this as quickly as possible.
Okay, just one moment, please.
All right.
I checked on the screen next to me to see whether or not there was a robbery in progress, and if it was, in fact, a robbery, then he was going to continue following the subject, and there was nothing on the screen.
I was kind of surprised. I figured any time somebody robs a bank, immediately they're going to press the silent alarm button, so I was kind of surprised that 911 did not know about it yet.
It was unknown if it was, in fact, a robbery, but I gave all the information that Greg gave so the dispatcher could send a unit out immediately to check it out.
I knew I still had time to make my class, and I wasn't going to be late, so I figured I would ride it out for a while and see what happened. At one point, during the time I was following him, I thought maybe he knew I was following him, so I let him lapse behind me, so he was following me, so he wouldn't get suspicious. I thought he may have had a gun or been armed, and I wasn't, sure what he was going to do next. So of course my heart was racing. I was nervous. I kept my eye on him in my rearview mirror. There was no place he could have gotten off, so I know he couldn't get away from me. And then slowly, I dropped my speed back, and he eventually passed me again.
Greg tracked the white Camaro for nearly 25 minutes. When it exited the turnpike, he followed.
I was kind of frustrated, having not heard back from 911. Maybe what I saw was not a bank robbery. Maybe it was just some kids playing around with smoke bombs or something.
At 2:51 p.m., another call came in.
Dade County Police and Fire, do you have an emergency?
Yes, we do. We have a hold-up alarm.
It's a hold-up alarm?
Yeah, it was a robbery because we just called the banking center.
A significant amount of time had passed where I had pretty much given up at that point, not having heard back from her. I was sure that it must not have been a bank robbery.
Less than a minute after giving up the chase, Greg's car phone rang.
Hi, this is Metro Dade Police calling. Are you Schulte?
Yes.
Okay, are you still aside him, or are you away from him now?
Why, was there a robbery or something?
Yes, it was.
I wish it could have gotten back to me sooner. I knew he did something
Okay,
wrong.
I had to play back the tape in order to find your phone number. I would have gotten it with you a few minutes ago. But
I figured if, I've been following that one, I figured nothing must have happened. He made a right off of Alton onto 11th Street, and I followed him this far, and I figured, well, you didn't get back to me, so I figured I'm not going to waste my time anymore. He didn't do anything wrong. But he's probably around here somewhere. Damn.
Metro Dade PD to Miami Beach PD. Miami Beach, Chisky. Miami Beach, we've had a bank robbery at Southwest 8th Street and 122 Avenue. I've just received information that the complainant is following subject. They were last seen at Alton Road and 12 Street in your city. The vehicle is a white Chevrolet Camaro, possibly an 82. Inner city advising of a 29 bank robbery that occurred in their city.
I was really upset because, at this point I had lost the guy. I circled around the block hoping that maybe by luck I would run into him again and be able to give the police the exact location of where he was.
So they made a right from Alton Road on 11th Street, possibly eastbound.
Officer Armando Torres was just leaving the Miami Beach police station, heading back out on patrol.
Well, I'm normally on a bicycle patrol. That particular day, it was going to rain. So I came into the station to pick up a vehicle. And while I was doing that, the description of a bank robber came through the radio.
QSLA truck to B Bravo, F Foxtrot 08B Bravo.
08B Bravo. Subject is 1100 Meridian.
I'm coming out of the police station, and there he is. I mean, it's just like being at the right time, at the right place, and the guy being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Subject looks like it's going to go westbound on 11th.
That's 2401, 11 Meridian, you're going westbound?
Just ahead of the Camaro was an unmarked police car, driven by Detective Calvin Lincoln.
I looked in my rearview mirror, and I observed a white 1982 Camaro occupied by one white male. I assumed that this could possibly be the armed robbery suspect from Miami. At the same time, a uniform unit pulled behind the white Camaro, so putting the white Camaro between the two of us. We don't want to do anything rash like jumping out of our vehicles and start pointing guns at them while you're in front of them. And we had a marked unit behind them, so what would happen is we'd get caught in a crossfire and we wind up shooting each other. So what we did was I pulled over to the side and we took them from the rear.
Go ahead, driver. Pull over to the side.
The vehicle has tinted windows, so I don't know if there's one individual in the car, there's two, and if they are armed.
Driver, pull over to the side now.
The dispatch advises that the guy was armed. It was an armed robbery.
Driver, get out of the car! Put your hands up! Come on, get out of the car! Come on, get out of the car! Put your hands up in the end, get out of the car! Come on, move it! Come on, put your hands up! Put your hands right there on top of the car! Move back! Move away from the door! Come on, stay right there! Don't look at him!
You know that white Camaro in custody? Yes, we have him on 11th and Meridian.
Right there now!
Sure are you at this time? 1516.
Get out! Put your hands in the car! Look at the car! Spray your legs! Come on, guys! Spray your legs!
They were still making the arrest when I was coming up, and I was thinking to myself, you know, we finally won one for the good side.
What did I do?
We observed on his body red dye, which is put into a bank bag by the banks to explode after an armed robbery. He had it on his hands and on his clothing.
Kevin, you know who killed the witness? Oh, I'll look for him. What? I didn't do anything.
After the 30-minute chase, where he finally wound up was a block from the police station. He was no genius.
That's the guy. Come on, guys. Go. Put him in it. What happened? He robbed the bank and followed all the way here.
Almost immediately, he started talking. He started saying, oh, I did it, and I don't know why I did it. And I kept telling him, please, just relax. Don't say anything else, you know, for your own benefit. Just, you have the right to remain silent. Please exercise that right.
I followed for like 30 minutes, but
The other citizen with
yeah,
the car
I'm the
phone?
one. I called 911.
I think what the citizen did on his car phone was outstanding. We should have more people like that in the community who want to get involved, who have car phones. It make our job a lot easier.
Good job, Greg. Thank you. We appreciate it.
It is amazing to see a citizen that takes that much effort to help us.
Thank you very much, Greg. I appreciate it.
I had seen a guy rob a bank, and I simply couldn't turn my back on crime.
Follow us down the station, take care of the paperwork, and give us a statement. Okay, thank you.
Like the saying goes, evil flourishes when good men do nothing.
The man in the white Camaro pleaded guilty to armed robbery and was sentenced to 33 months in a federal prison. Next.
Oh, it's so bad.